All right, welcome back. It's been a little bit, and today we have a bit of a can of worms to discuss. How do hormones affect your health? I think this is a really popular topic right now, probably because we're actually getting into understanding how hormones affect your health, not just when you don't have any of it, but how do you also like optimize it, you know? I'm
Especially
sure.
for women.
Yeah, especially for women.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Men have always had the opportunity to buy black market testosterone. So,
Yeah.
and we all know how that works pretty
Yeah.
darn well until it doesn't. Um, and so I think we know, that that works for men, but it also can work for women depending on the situation. But I'll just start with you, Nikita. Tell me, like, what do your clients think about, want? What have they tried? What do you suggest?
So a lot of my clients are perimenopausal or menopausal and as early as like 35 years old, like how old I am. Or they're going through menopause like 45, 55 years old, and
Mhm.
they're really frustrated with the weight gain, low energy, how it's really preventing and stopping them from certain activities, but mostly it's that weight gain. And they're just like, I can't eat what I used to eat. I'm like gaining weight in the midsection, all these areas, and my body's just not the same as it used to. Now, like the big thing for me, I'm extremely grateful that I started lifting weights since I was 18 years old, and I have built and sustained muscle mass, like about 20 pounds of it currently. And that's really the loophole for these women to help regulate their hormones. Number one, the actual workout of the workout of after you're doing it. Yes, that dopamine, it helps regulate progesterone, which is what starts to get out of whack. And then not only that, the process of the building the muscles helps regulate insulin levels, helps you sleep better, which helps everything regulate, helps you reduce stress. And so these women that are 45-ish, 50, who have not been on a strength training regime, that is really the loophole and the answer for them to live an easier life going through peri and menopause. Um, and a lot of them, I think, are worried and frustrated. They feel like there's something wrong with them or something broken. And so they reach out for external factors. And sometimes it really just is as simple as starting to exercise and eat better to fix the problem. So that's my experience. And I'm really passionate about it because a lot of these women are extremely frustrated and they feel like there's nothing they can do. It feels like they're just going to lay down and like, they're like, okay, this is happening to me. I just got to suffer through it. And I want them to know it's like, you don't have to suffer through it. You can do this. It'll help you feel better and also look amazing down the road too and help you longevity wise. So that's why I'm passionate about this topic. But what about you? What's your experience on
Yeah,
it?
no, I think that's really great insight. I think that as a primary care doctor, many people come to me at all ages, too young and too old. Like to, like there's a certain like age limit when it's like when you're like 18, 19, 20, when they're like, and I want you to check my hormones. I'm like, tell me more, right? And then
Yeah.
like 70, 75, 80 even year old women who are like, I want you to check my hormones. I'm like, well, I think you're probably fine at this point. Like, but
Yeah.
I never dismiss anyone. I always just talk about like why. And obviously in medicine, there's many different reasons why, and there's obviously many different hormones. But I love that you also brought up insulin because many times we think, and that's why I brought up testosterone, because many times women, especially right now, think, oh, if I just get on a little BioT, if I get a little testosterone pellet, that it just like fixes everything.
Hmm.
To be honest, it fixes some things for some people.
Hmm.
Mostly it fixes low libido. and
Hmm. Hmm.
and that's probably number one. to be honest. That's probably, as far as testosterone goes. And I guess I'm just like naming the things I know about because that's where I start. And then, of course, hot flashes. If you're having hot flashes and you're postmenopausal, then like estrogen, progesterone, right? But when you're perimenopausal, as I am, it's not so simple because it's not always safe to take extra hormones. So I think that that's where this exercise thing actually fits in perfectly. And I will be honest, and I tell my patients this too, that before I was 44, which I am now, and before I was 40, or even maybe before I was 35, I used to kind of roll my eyes about people that said that they were perimenopausal. Because we don't learn about that in medicine. And we just learn like there's premenopausal and there's postmenopausal. And so when I heard perimenopausal, I was like, yeah. Like that's just one of these things that happens around postmenopause. So, and I'm saying that very candidly because if I didn't learn about it, then most doctors did not learn about it. And so when you go to your doctor, I can imagine being very frustrated because you just get the like, you don't need hormones, moving on, right? But I do think that, like you said, a lot of the complaints also come from like, not even weight gain, but just the inability to lose weight or the weight distribution pattern, right?
Slowing down of the
slowing down of metabolism, and I now have weight like fluffy bits where I didn't used to have them before, right? Or something like that. I myself have complained. I gotta say, I am definitely fitter because I'm, as you all know, I have a trainer now, like a couple times a week, and I'm working out, which was, 0 before, and now I'm doing something. So like, but I've gained like 10 pounds, which psychologically is interesting. And it's a little bit.
It's not a fact though, right?
So they say. I mean, apparently, I gotta say, I am stronger, and I'm joking about it because, like, I don't know. I was gonna ask you, how do you know that you have 20 pounds of muscle? Like, I know you can weigh yourself on those special scales and stuff, but I'm like, I don't know. I just know I can't zip up my pants like I did a year ago. Like, I know I'm wearing elastic pants more often. I don't know. But it's like, I also, and I know I've said this a couple times before, but this is not the time to beat yourself up. Like, and I think that exercise improves sleep, like you said, improves hormone production, the good hormones, like the endorphins and dopamine and all those things. And then, of course, in turn helps your estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, actually. And then because you have good dopamine, you also have good glucose control. And so you're not developing any metabolic syndrome type things because, as we know, some of that is just predisposition genetically. So I'm not even going to like diabetes. I'm talking about just metabolic syndrome is relatively new in the medical world. And
I was going to ask, like, let's say someone is 35, 45, and what are some of the common symptoms of perimenopause?
They're very all over the place. And honestly, that's I think the hardest part because we haven't done enough research on how to help these women as far as like medicines go. And I think that our culture wants the quick fix too. And so, like you said, you're lucky that you started exercising at 18. And I think that probably one thing that I try to remind myself is that food is fuel. So yes, the 10 pounds on the scale is more strange to me now, but I'm 5'1". So like 10 pounds is like a size and a half for me. Like none of the clothes in my closet fit me. And so it's kind of hard, but like you said, I know that I'm stronger and healthier because I eat better and I exercise better. So I have to actually lean on that too. So I think that hot flashes or just temperature control issues is one thing that's pretty common, even perimenopausally, definitely perimenopausally and postmenopausally. Mood is a big one. Like it may not be all the time, but even like premenstrually or perimenstrually, right? Like around the time of your menstrual cycle. And then, well, sleep disturbances, I think kind of goes with both of those things, the temperature and the mood. And of course, libido, but that I find is usually like after something. So yes, you could just have low libido, but most of the time people will say, I'm moody, I'm annoyed with my husband, I'm annoyed with my partner, whatever, right? Like I'm annoyed with everyone. And they're like, and I have no libido. And you're like, well, I mean, if you're annoyed with everyone, you know, like, it's hard to like have a libido. Of course, like hair changes, skin changes, body shape changes, energy levels. I mean, it's all non-specific things, which is why it makes it hard. But it's definitely worth discussing with a nutritionist, your personal trainer, your doctor, and just getting maybe a holistic view of like what you can do and what you can just like let go a little about, you know, like energy and food and fuel and sleep. I think that's, and health, right? Like let's focus on those things.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's great to have awareness around it and like what you're going through to maybe have some compassion for yourself. Like, okay, I'm just experiencing this. I don't actually hate my husband. I'm just annoyed at him.
Yes,
or my
exactly.
coworker. And then really much past that is like, if you have a routine of regular exercise, eating well, even throwing in some meditation and gratitude and helping
that only makes things
with
better.
those mood swings and the awareness, it'll help you navigate the seas of changes much easier. So
and I don't want to rant, but like I was actually just telling a patient last week about how I was reading this book about menopause, and not to be super morbid sounding, but like I think that part of the issue at the moment is that there has not been much research in this field, because 50 years ago, or I guess not 50, but maybe like 100 years ago now, 100 years ago, women didn't really, well, humans didn't really live that long, right? So like once women hit like 50 or 55, and even men, to be honest, once they hit like 55, 60 and things are starting to like, you know, gravity's taking its toll and everybody's sort of slowing down and we're fatigued and our bones and joints are wearing out, everyone's like, well, I guess I'm dying. Like, and so you're just like, okay, I'm dying. Like, and then we died. We didn't live till 85 and 95. But now in the last 50 years, when people are living till 85, when they turn 50, 55 years old and they're like, I feel crappy, they're not like, oh, I'm dying, it's okay. They're like, I'm not willing to feel like this for 30 years. You know, like now what do I do? So I think that there's way more to come in the field of medicine. And in the meantime, hang in there. I'm right there with you.
And I actually started doing a bit more research into it. And in India, they were claiming that women don't get menopause, or it's not a thing. It's not a thing, perimenopause. But actually, when they looked into it, the amount of women that were actually reporting it to their doctors was low, because they were just toughing through it. Like they just learned to like, oh, it's happening to me. Like I'm not going to bother my husband or anyone with it. Like I'll just suffer through it, which is really sad, first of all. And then the doctors, if they even had women coming to them, they'd be like, oh, whatever. Like it's just life. Like keep going with it. So as a woman, like, you know, take care of yourself, take care of your body, and don't be afraid to help yourself out a little bit. And
Oh, and I forgot to mention at the beginning that Melissa couldn't join because there's like a storm where she is. So she's still with us and she is in the thick of it. So we'll have to get her perspective on things next time. Thank you for listening, and I hope that was helpful.